How's it going, everyone? I'm back again on the Hardcore Sports Network channel. It's been a while, but I'm back. So, yeah, here to talk about my team's side, Newcastle United, that played West Ham United yesterday at the London Stadium, which ended in a 2-2 draw. So, both teams shared the points between them. Slightly disappointed that we didn't take all three. It was my birthday yesterday, actually, and it would have been better to take all three. But it was a point, and we did lose the game. That's the thing. West Ham, it was going to be a tough game considering how they've started the season. They've played some really good football and they've really invested in their side since selling Declan Rice to us. And they've brought some really good midfield players in to help them strengthen that position as well. So yeah. So yeah, as I mentioned, we did go into this game. We were without Anthony Gordon. Because he picked up a suspension because of 5 yellow cards, which he picked up against it was Burnley, so that resulted in getting the ban for this game. And he did prove to be a miss as well. The lineup that we went with in goal, it was Nick Pope. It was the back four of Kieran Trippier, Jamal Lascelles, Fabian Schär, and Dan Burn. We had a midfield three of Bruno Guimaraes, Sandro Tonali, and Sean Longstaff. And our attacking three was Elliot Anderson, Miguel Almiron, and Alexander Isak. So the first half of the game, we were really all over the place. I thought we really, really struggled in that first half. West Ham were coming out, were trying to close us down. We conceded very early on in the game as well. I mean, there's a lot of question who you could put this goal down to fault to. No one picking Emerson up. Jamal Lascelles, you could say even let the man go away. No one's picking Emerson up. Nick Pope was quite slow to get to the ball, so his distribution was let him down again because he didn't come for that, and he hesitated again. So it's hard to see you could point the goal at it for scoring that. So that allowed West Ham to score through Thomas Souček. And yeah, we didn't really show any signs of like trying to get back in that first half. As much we had a couple of opportunities, but a lot of clear cut ones. I know Almiron had a one which was just off target. Dan Burn which had a header wide as well, but we didn't create really an awful lot in that first half, and that really, really let us down. Maybe we was suffering possibly maybe a little bit of tightness after the Paris Saint-Germain game after we beat them 4-1 in the Champions League. But yeah, we maybe have shown signs of that. But again, West Ham really closed us down in that first half, didn't let us play at times. And yeah, that's what didn't get us going in that first half of the game. It really, really didn't. I thought so. But second half, we really, really started to improve our game a lot. And we did get the equaliser when we won a free kick after Sandro Tonali, he was fouled. And which allowed Trippier to get a free kick in the box. Fortunately, their player headed it towards Alexander Isak, our record signing, who popped up with a goal and to make the game 1-1. And there was a possible VAR check for offside, but because it's come off a West Ham United player last, which is why the goal was given. So, and that got us 1-1 back into the game. And that's what we really, really needed. Maybe Eddie Howe had to give them a word at half time because we weren't that great in the first half. But second half, as I mentioned, then we started to step it up. And as I mentioned, Isak getting the leveler for us as well. And then we go 2-1 up into the game as well, where Bruno played a nice ball across to Kieran Trippier, and he finds Alexander Isak, and he makes it 2-1 to Newcastle in the game. And I think, all right, we've turned this around now. Our chance to possibly trying to go and win the game now as well. We came very, very close to doing that in a way as well, because Isak again was put through, but the post denied him of getting a hat-trick. So that was very, very unlucky that, he got denied of a hat-trick as well, though. So, there you go. But, But yeah, so that was close. And then West Ham go and score an absolute belter from Kudus. And for West Ham, I think he needs to be starting games for them now because he's looked really, really good. And he scored a belting goal, which Nick Pope had no chance of in the game. So the points were shared at full time. But it was a game of two halves, you really, really would say, because West Ham were the lot the better team in the first half. We couldn't get going. We couldn't get the ball at times. We made some silly, silly tackles in the game as well. And Bruno was very lucky to be staying on the pitch as well, because he should have been second yellow carded after he was booked for a bit of a rash tackle first. And then he made another one where he didn't get the ball completely. And I thought he was going to be off, but the referee just gave him a final warning. But I think he should have been off, Bruno. So he was very, very lucky that didn't happen. So he really knew that he had to calm himself down. But we needed his play in the second half, as I mentioned. And because in a way, he helped us get his performance in the second half really is what we needed to wake us up more and improve on that performance. Well, like a couple of other players, Isak's on a bit of a good, really, really good form. That's 7 goals in all competitions now. So he's got 6 goals in the Premier League and he's got 1 in the Carabao Cup. So he's really in a good position to beat his goal record from last season, which resulted in him scoring 10 goals, considering he was out for a lot of last season with an injury. But now we are into October. We're still very, very early into the season now. And he looks to be well on the way to double figures. He's the second top goal scorer in the Premier League as well. So he's really, really starting to find his form again, which is really, really good as well. So, yeah. Some players in there that didn't do a massive great deal. I've got to talk about Elliot Anderson. It was like switched from centre midfield to left wing, and I just didn't think it worked for him. He's done well in that position before, but just yesterday, it just didn't seem to pay off for him. That was the thing. He really struggled to get forward. Some of his balls were off at times a little bit as well. But we had to play them because of a suspension to Anthony Gordon. And of course, we've got Harvey Barnes out injured until possibly the beginning of next year, by the looks of it as well. We still had no Joe Linton in the game as well, who wasn't past fit enough. We did have Callum Wilson back from injury, but he only made the bench and he came on very, very late on in the game, which I was very, very surprised about, considering he likes goals against West Ham. He's known to score a handful against them, but he came very late on in the game, I thought, which I was a little bit surprised with. I thought he maybe could have come on a little bit earlier, but he didn't. He was on very, very late in the game as well. So that was it. But I think it just shows we're trying to get some players back now. We've got Wilson back. We're just praying and hoping that we've got Joe Linton back after the international break. We've got Sven Botman back, who's been missing for a little bit of time. Jamal Lascelles has done well to step in there for him at times, but I think you can tell we need one of our best centre-back in there, Sven Botman, because of what he does out on the pitch as well. So hopefully he is back after the international break as well. There might be talks of Joel Willett coming back as well, because I think we'll need him for his pace and drive, which we've seen a lot from him last season, which was incredible. So hopefully he is back as well. But we'll wait and see, I suppose. But if we get these players back from injury, then that's just brilliant for us, because we are going to need them. We really, really are definitely going to need these players back from injury as well. We've got Crystal Palace after the international break, and then we've got Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League on the Wednesday night as well. So I really just hope those players are definitely going to be back for us soon. But you know what? Again, it wasn't all that bad yesterday, I thought. I mean, I mentioned West Ham are a very, very good side. They've really improved their side as well. Look at the signs that they've brought in to replace Declan Rice. And they've got options in there now, so it's going to be tough. They are in the Europa League now as well. They won the Europa Conference as well. So they are a team that that people are going to find it difficult to come against. We did it a little bit, but it was really in that first half where we really started to come unstuck a lot in the game. I thought now, but it's international break. We've got a couple of weeks off. We've got some players out on international duty, just hoping they don't get injured. But no doubt the players that won't be going on international duty, that Eddie Howe will be doing some work with them on in training as well. So that will be really, really good to see, because we'll need to keep up the training routine going during the international break as well. So, yeah, but international break, a lot of us are not really looking forward to it. It's England. They're pretty boring. We're pretty boring to watch at the minute, considering we still got Gareth Southgate as a manager, and his football is just quite negative a lot of the time, and that is the problem. And that's why we want to be watching our teams. Like myself, I'd rather want to watch Newcastle play and not England at the moment. I'd rather be seen us doing well in the Premier League and doing well in the Champions League as well, like we did against Paris Saint-Germain, beating them 4-1 as well. So, yeah. But it is what it is, I suppose. But in a way, this kind of has come in a way at the right time, so we can get players back from injury as well, and some players could do with a bit of a little bit of a rest as well. But we know Eddie Howe will still be doing some work on with training as well. But just hoping now the players that have gone international break do not come back or okay and do not get injured over there as well. So let's hopefully that does not happen. Yeah, as well. So, but yeah, we could have gone as high if we won the game. It's probably as far as 5th to 6th place, but we're still in 8th place. I mean, we've got our points are a lot more better than they were last season. We've got a few wins. We've only got the one draw so far this season. We had quite a few draws at the beginning of last season, but we've won like 4 games. We've lost 3 because we had a very tough start of the season, but we've got more points than what we did last season. So we're starting to show the form back that we did from last season as well. So we're unbeaten in quite a few games as well. Hopefully we look to do that after the international break. We're just fully recharged and just definitely ready to go again after then, which would be great, because Crystal Palace after that, we should be getting 3 points, and then we've got Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League as well, which it will be another incredible atmosphere at St James's Park when we take on them, considering look what we did to Paris Saint-Germain. No doubt we'll want to do that against Borussia Dortmund as well, because I don't think they've started this competition well as well. So a lot of us, so them are not going to really be looking forward to what we did after what we did to PSG in there as well. So, but yeah, it is what it is, I suppose. So, yeah. But yeah, I think a point was probably a fair result yesterday in yesterday's game, considering West Ham were the better team in the first half, but we were the better team in the second half. West Ham could have had a chance possibly to win it towards the end, which they didn't. Unfortunately, they missed that glorious opportunity as well, like we did with Isak as well. That could have happened. That could have wrapped us to the point if he scored a hat-trick. That would have wrapped the game up. Could have wrapped the game up. Definitely as well. But yeah. So it wasn't all too bad yesterday. It really, really wasn't. As I've said, West Ham are a very good team to play now this season as well. So yeah, they're going to be a real handful for some teams there this season as well. So yeah. But we just hope after the international break we're just fully recharged and just completely ready to go now. So but I know I don't like the international break as much. So, but I mean, as I mentioned, and I've said what I've needed to say about Gareth Southgate. So, but yeah, I'm just not a fond of his style of football. It might be good one game, but you can guarantee it'll be also negative in another game as well. You could really, really see happening as well. So there, but There's nothing we can do about it, I'm afraid. It is what it is. But in a way, some of the players could do with a break as well. So yeah. In terms of the player ratings wise, this is what I've gone for the players, like I did on my show the day with myself and my co-host Mason. So Nick Pope, I went with a 5, and that was because he really hesitated for that first goal to try and come out for it. And yeah. So yeah. I gave Nick Pope a 5. Kieran Trippier, I know people scored him a 10 because of the assist. That was Mason who scored him a 10. I would probably have scored Trippier a 9, but he did well with the assist as well. To find that for Isak for the second goal was incredible as well. So I would say a 9 for Trippier. Jamal Lascelles, I'll go with a 5. He didn't track the man and he let him go. And I think maybe there was another opportunity he could have done a bit more better for me than so. But just shows we kind of need bottoming back. But Lascelles has been very, very well, and he has played quite a few games in such in quite close in a close period in terms of games have been coming thick and fast as well. So Jamal Lascelles 5, Fabian Schär, Mason gave a 8. I will probably give Schär a 7. Again, the same. Sometimes he did what he had to do, but there's times he could have maybe done things a little bit more better in a way as well. So, yeah. Dan Burn at left back, I would say an 8. I thought Dan Burn had another very good game for me yesterday, and he's proven that maybe he doesn't want to lose that left back spot in a way as well, because I really, really thought he did another great. It was another good performance from him yesterday. I really, really thought it was. So he's now shown that. I'm now trying to make this position mine now and do it to the best of my ability. But very good performance from Dan Burn, and that's why I scored, and that's why I scored him on my show as well. For the midfield, start with Bruno. I'll probably go with a 7 for Bruno, and that was because the rash tackling, which could have got him sent off. And he was late and he didn't win the ball on those challenges. But the rest of his game, he did well. But I think the 7 because of his tackling. And he was lucky to stay on the pitch after that, I thought. Really, really did. Sandro Tonali, I'll probably score a 6. He did okay. Didn't do an awful lot in the game, but there's some really good moments in the game, I thought. There's a lot of our fans keep really, really going over the top of Sandro Tonali, say he's become a flop since the Premier League. I think we'll see Tonali at very, very best at some point. He is new to the Premier League. Serie A is nowhere near the standard of terms of speed for the Premier League. The Premier League is one of the fastest in competitive leagues in the whole of the world. So it's going to take time for Sandro Tonali to get to his best. But hopefully he will at some point. Maybe Eddie Howe's just slowly working him in. Maybe he had to play because of injuries as well. But yeah, I thought at times Tonali did okay for me, so that's why I've scored him a 6. Last of the midfield was Longstaff. I'll probably go with a 6 for him as well. Mason gave him an 8 on my show, but there was at times he didn't do an awful lot, but there were still things he did within the game that he had to do. And Sean Longstaff, it's great to see one of our local people do that in the team to see. Like Dan Burn had a good game as well yesterday. But yeah, the good points. Definitely, it was a really, really. But it's definitely to see 2 of our lads really stepping up the game, but wasn't as good as what it was from Sean Longstaff in terms of what it was like on Wednesday night, but he still did at times what he had to do. So a 6. And in terms of the attacking 3, so I'll start with Elliot Anderson, and he didn't play well in that position for me at the times. There's times he struggled to get forward. His balls were a little bit off at times. He has played there before and it worked, but I didn't think it worked for him. I think we need to play him. You've got to play him in central midfield. Maybe I could have considered putting Jacob Murphy there from the start instead, but he went with Anderson and it didn't go particularly great for him. I think he really, really did struggle for me a little bit in that position. So a 5 for Elliot Anderson. And On the attack, on the right hand side, with Miguel Almiron, I'll probably go a 7 for him. He had an opportunity which he did put off target, but I think West Ham made it difficult for him at some point. I really, really thought, because they knew they would have seen him as a massive threat for us. They really, really would have saw him as a massive threat there, definitely as well. So that's why I'll give Miguel on the 7. I think Mason scored him an 8 on the show on my channel. And the last one we had out the start 11 up front, and that was Alexander Isak. And Isak, I'm giving a 10 because his work rate was fantastic yesterday. He's going on a bit of a scoring run now. He's now the second top goal scorer in the Premier League with 6 goals. He's only 1 or 2 behind Erling Haaland from Manchester City. So Alexander Isak is trying to prove a point to say, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to stay fit for this season and see what I can do out on the pitch. 6 goals in the Premier League and 1 goal in the Carabao Cup. So 7 goals in all in competitions. And we're still very, very early in the season. It's only October. As well, we've only played 8 games in total so far this season as well. Yeah, so that's why we are still very, very early in the season. Of course, we've had an international break as well once so far this season. We've got another one for this week now. So that's what it is. That's what it is. So yeah. But Alexander Isak, I think, deserves a 10 because his work rate was fantastic yesterday. And he got 2 goals as well. And hopefully we'll see more goals from our record signing. We paid the money. That's why we paid the money to bring him in from Real Sociedad. And look what he's trying to do on the pitch. He's big. And he's like, this is what I'll do. You want to watch what I can do. And that's what I really like about our record signing. And yeah, there'll be more goals for him, and he'll beat his goal tally of last season. Only 10 goals last season, but he was out a lot of the season through injury. And I'll see what he'll do if he'd managed to keep him fit throughout the whole of this season. So there you are. In terms of our substitutes, they came on very late in the game. It was round over the 80th minute is when they started to come on the pitch. So we had Jacob Murphy on, so a standard 5. For him, Callum Wilson late on in the game, which again, very surprised considering he likes goals against West Ham. He's got over double figures against them. But I was just surprised he came on so late in the game. So a standard 5 for him. And the last one was Matt Target, who came on into stoppage time. So a standard 5 for him. So all the substitutions came on very, very late as well. So that's why they're not going to get a score very high because of how late they were coming on the pitch as well. In terms of the referee, Peter Banks, he was terrible yesterday. I don't know how he is a Premier League referee because he is not he cannot do the jobs of what a Premier League referee can do. He really, really can't, in my opinion. He's one of the poorest. Well, who could you say out of all the referees in the Premier League who is a good referee? There's not very many of them as well. And Peter Banks is certainly not one of them as well. I think, I know I might be a little bit harsh, but as I mentioned, Bruno was very, very lucky to stay on the pitch. I think if it's another good referee, he pulls the second yellow card out and then Bruno would be walking for an early bath. So, yeah, so the referee was poor, so a 3 for him. He just isn't up to standards, Peter Banks, in terms of Premier League refereeing, as I've just mentioned, along with some others that referee in this Premier League as well. So there you are. Our fan base get a 10 out of 10 because our fan base, whether it's a home or a away game, we are incredible. We are just incredible. Our atmosphere is always lightning, and it's what we all are about in terms of our fan base. We always sing our hearts out from start to finish from a game. And that's what we do. Home and away, that's what we do. So the fans get a 10 out of 10 because we're just magnificent on a match day. So there you are. And our manager, Mr. Eddie Howe, will probably score an 8. He had to go with what he had to go with, considering we had no Anthony Gordon. Joe Linton wasn't fit enough to return into action as well. So that's why Eddie Howe of scoring it because he went with what he had to go with. I suppose so, but there you are. So that is all the player ratings done as well. So yeah, we've got just under a couple of weeks off now before we return to action against Crystal Palace back at St James's Park at home, which hopefully we should definitely be up for that one. And then we've got Borussia Dortmund. So the lads deserve a little bit of a break, but anyhow, we'll need to do work with some of the lads who won't be going on international break, because definitely to keep the fitness levels going as well. So yeah, but I just kind of wait for when this international break is over, because I'd rather be watching my team play rather than watching England play. I know they're the country I support, but in a way, we've got a manager who provides negative football, in that, which is Gareth Southgate, and he doesn't please a lot of fans at all with his kind of football as well. And that's why we just hope this international break is quickly over, as soon and done with, so we can get back to the proper action in a couple of weeks' time. So there you go. So yeah, well, as I mentioned, yeah, I did this my match review on my show with myself and my co-host Mason, so do check that out. My channel is D Proudlock. You can see the name down there as well, so feel free to do check out and subscribe to my channel if you've already done so. I believe this Hardcore Sports Network is on the way to 800 subscribers, so again, please do help this channel grow, help them get to 800, and no doubt they'll want to be on the road to 1,000 subscribers as well. So please do subscribe to this great channel, the Hardcore Sports Network, as well. As I mentioned, please do check out my channel as well. I have done my match review and player ratings with myself and my co-host Mason, so do check that out. It is D Proudlock. All my links to my social media are down there as well. So that's my Twitter page, my Facebook page, and my Instagram, and also Snapchat as well. I also did stream my previous live show to Facebook and Twitter as well, because I managed to link the StreamYard up to them as well. So yeah, please do check it out on there as well. Give me a follow as well on the social media as well, and keep an eye out for more things on there as well. So so yeah. So yeah, but yeah. But yeah, it's been a really, really good show tonight. And yeah, hopefully I'll be back again very, very soon with another video about my side. So yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to start to end the show in just a moment, because yeah, so I've got to be up shop tomorrow for work, unfortunately. So yeah, but I hope you have enjoyed. Do remember, of course, to hit the thumbs up, smash those likes, subscribe to this channel, Hardcore Sports Network, and of course to my channel, D Proudlock, as well. And of course the bell notification, because that will notify you when a live show or a pre-recorded video happens as well. So yeah, do keep an eye out, of course, for that as well. So there you are. And yeah, so again, thank you so much, guys, for watching as well. Leave a comment and what you think. Did, if any of you caught that game as well between West Ham and Newcastle United, feel free to do check that out as well. So there you are. So yeah, as I mentioned, points were shared yesterday between both sides. I would love to have had all three, but it was a point apiece. it is what it is. And yeah, it wasn't going to be a very, very easy game for us as well. So that's it. So yeah. But yeah. Well then, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. And hopefully until next time, whenever that is going to be, I shall see you all later. Take care, everyone. And enjoy whatever you are doing. See you later, everyone. Take care.